So this is what I think, and y'all jump in and tell me. So I think what's happening is that men are getting
But
frustrated,
don't do that.
right? Because they want black women to be a certain way in relation to them, right?
Okay. Three.
But on the flip side, I also think women are becoming frustrated as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is we are focused on the frustrations of what one is or is not doing, that we are totally not looking at where is the common baseline that we need in order for us to just come together on a common ground. Like we don't even have the idea of what the common ground is. And I think if we don't have that, that nothing can happen, because you have men that are expecting, like, we're up, we're having it up to here. Black women need to get there and change their attitudes. They need to do X, Y, and Z. If not, we're out. That's why we're gonna go, passport bros, or go outside of our race. And black women are kind of feeling the same way. Like, if black men don't get it together and they don't make this amount of money, or if they don't have this level of education, then if they don't get it together, then we're just going to go somewhere else. But at the end of the day, I think just like men want to feel respected, women want to feel loved. And I don't think either one of us are meeting that need. And to me, I think that's the baseline. And we don't have that. That's where it needs to start. And we don't have the patience, or not just the patience, but also the grace to give each other time to actively work towards getting better.
So
Yeah,
go ahead.
because you put your hair in a ponytail, I think it's interfering with the mic.
Who?
Matter of fact, take your hair and do this.
Yeah, put it
Yeah.
no, put it in a
I'm
ponytail.
not when y'all motherfuckers get on my nerves.
I'm just that's
I should
them.
have never got my ass up.
Trying
Um,
to help with the production of the show. Don't blame me for being a perfectionist.
My behind, potty mouth. I do apologize.
so I agree with you, Mistaken. I think to me it boils down to two things, and Marcus touched on both of them a little bit earlier, right? One, I think, is mismanaged expectations. Women have these expectations, black women have these expectations of black men that just seem insurmountable at this point, right?
Mhm.
And then black men have these expectations of women that they should just come ready made. You should be able to know what to do, how to do it, for me specifically, right out the womb, right? I think that's the point of frustration, is that we have these expectations that are unrealistic for each other, and we're frustrated with each other that we're not able to attain it without looking at things, to the second point, the level of introspection, to really determine whether or not these expectations make sense. Are they feasible? Are they likely? Is it going to take work to get there? Right? We're not even looking at ourselves anymore. Right? I know you just did, so kudos to you. But most people are not looking at themselves anymore to say, okay, listen, what do I need to change about myself in order to get the results that I need? It's so much about the other person that we start to project our own garbage onto other people and tell them that they stink, right? It's both those things in tandem that have created this rift that I think is fixable, right? But I don't know that most people are willing to put in that work, because it is work. It's not easy. It's challenging to go against the grain. It's challenging to look at yourself and be like, I'm not really good at this, and it doesn't feel good to say that. But that's the first step to fixing a problem, is acknowledging it, right? Instead of pointing towards each other. I think if people really looked at themselves a lot more, it would change the way that they looked at the world, which would also change the way they interact with other people. I just don't know how many people are up for that challenge.
Mhm.
I go back to so this is where I jump back in with the we have to set the tone for it because when women follow you in the relationship and you create a rule of engagement as far as how we speak to one another, how we interact with one another, the way we express affection with one another, you can problem solve and create an environment where a lot of the interactions, the back and forth negative, that just doesn't happen. But we can't, as men, say, all right, I'm gonna match your energy as a woman. You yelling at me, I'm gonna yell at you. You got to tell her, hey, stop that, sit down. This is not how we going, this is not how we about to interact with each other. That's not acceptable. It's not okay. I don't know who you did that with, but I'm not him. We stopping this right now and stand on it and be willing to stand on it. And then it can, you know what I'm saying? It can go the right way. But as long as you, when you mirror feminine energy, it's feminine energy.
Mhm.
Like you are mirroring feminine energy. And you just playing ping pong back and forth. We got to be the bigger people and just stop that shit in its tracks. Like, no, that's not how this thing go, baby. It don't work like that. This not gonna work this way, and move forward.
Mhm.
So I think all three of you have actually touched on it with the expectations while not being healed and complete ourselves. And until we address that part of it, all of the other conversations are kind of moot. We have to be able to acknowledge that we ourselves are not complete. We ourselves are not quite ready. So how can I expect you as a mate to be ready, to be complete? Because what will happen is one of us will be, will begin to disregard the other one. If I'm complete and you're not, we're not on the same level. We're gonna have tons of compatibility issues. But if we both are able to recognize that we weren't taught, we're not ready, but we're willing to be patient with each other and learn as we go on this journey. Somebody said in the chat, fly the plane while it, fly the plane while build the plane while it's in the air. If you're willing to actually take that journey, you'd be surprised what can come of it. But we all want it now. We've all been taught instant gratification, and it's unfortunate. It's going to continue to be where we are in this community. It really, for me, it actually hurts my heart. But what can we do?
And I'm glad that you brought this up because it goes. Do you guys have time for one more video? Because it kind of goes into a video that I had prepared, but we didn't get to it. This conversation. What did you want to say, Ms. Aiken?
I was just gonna say, like, we started earlier with the list, right? Of places not to go, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a solving mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if we were to create a list of what they say rules of engagement?
Mm-hmm.
If we were to create a list like that for Black women and men in terms of being able to interact with each other, what would be, I say, the top 3 to 5 things that you would say we would need to have, like women would need to come with and men would need to come with, in order for us to truly at least start bridging the gap to some degree where we can at least come to the table? Because like right now, I think there is a long table and one is all the way at this end and one is all the way at that end. So if we were to get a shorter table where we can come closer, what would we add? What would we put on that list to say, if Black men and Black women did these things, at least these, because remember I was saying about the baseline. What is the baseline? I'm just talking about basic. What would be the top 3 to 5 things that we would need to come to the table with to at least bridge the gap somewhat?